Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video on Opendoor stock. Over the last couple of months, we have seen Opendoor stock really moving in some very impressive ways. Just have a look at these charts, right? In the past, let's say 5 days, this stock is up by 46%. That in itself is extremely impressive. The past month brings us up by 250, and the past 6 brings us up well in excess of 450. Things moving in the right direction, and I think Friday was a very pivotal day for Opendoor stock. So was the majority part of last week as well, because what we saw is this stock come down to levels, and again a bit earlier we saw this one come down to levels around $4. We saw that potential for a move up, and now we've absolutely confirmed it, and we've gone on to higher highs. The question in a lot of people's minds right now is, where do we go from here? Are we going to see this one go even higher? Is there a potential to touch $7, $8, $9, $10? We'll be speaking about all of that over the course of this video. If it sounds good, please do make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It would help me out a lot. But remember, I am not a financial advisor, and this is certainly not financial advice. With that being said, let's jump straight into the video. So, like I say, Opendoor stock is actually up very impressively. And to give you guys, obviously, the summary or the story behind this, in my opinion, right? After this bounce off $4, we saw a lot of strength. The speed that we were able to come back up and the stability that we saw afterwards was a very, very good sign. It set us up perfectly for this sort of cup and handle pattern, and now we've seen this obviously break to the upside, which is absolutely fantastic. The interesting thing to go into the next couple of days and into the next week is that we are now into somewhat uncharted territory for Opendoor stock. We are not finding any levels where we have been this high, right? So the question is, what are we able to see? Now, we saw a little bit of a slowdown of momentum into the late part of Friday. You wouldn't necessarily expect otherwise. That's not that bad. But I am very impressed. Again, if I was to give a general sentiment as to what I think this mirrors, I think it is the fact that despite a stock that's up more than 200% in the past month or so, we're now able to see this one go even higher. That shows a lot of strength behind it, and it shows that momentum, that potential at least to continue to push, is absolutely still there, which is brilliant. Now, the question is, what levels are we expecting to hit in the next couple of days? Well, if I was to give you my personal views, I think the one thing that we're going to want to see is this one ultimately remain above levels at roughly 575. That would be ideal, if not at least a little bit higher than that at 613. Now 613 I say for a key level because that was a low that we saw on Friday. If we're able to hold on to that again, even if we see what would be a little bit of a sell-off, I wouldn't be concerned at all. This is a stock which, again, even on the Friday session, is up by over 11%. You would expect to see a little bit of a decline. If I was to see that, I wouldn't be too nervous. I don't think it'd be the end of the world. At the same time, looking forward to the upside potential, clear levels to break above are at 683. Breaking above that, the higher Friday session, or the high that we found a lot of resistance at, we'd be onto new and higher territories. Now, rather than key levels that I want to give you, I'm going to give you the key patterns that I'm looking for, right? So, we want to see this one, or at least worst case scenario, right? Worst case scenario for a relatively decent outcome. If we see this one drop a little bit in the next few days, again, maybe a slow decline to 611, maybe even a slow decline to 583, I wouldn't be that concerned, right? That would still put the stock up big. We want to see some consolidation if we don't see more upwards momentum. Actually, I think a little bit of a healthy consolidation / brief sell-off period wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, right? We have seen this one go up a lot, and we want to keep this momentum in a sustainable fashion. I think things are looking ultimately, though, very, very impressive, and I think the fact that we are up again on Friday shows us that there's a lot of potential here. Would I buy at these levels? I'd personally wait at least until the middle of the trading day, maybe mid next week, to see where this one plays out. But is there a lot of potential here? Yes. It's about seeing if we see this one go up even higher, or if we come down a little bit. If that does happen, we'll reassess, and I'll give you some updated opinions from there. But at the minute, guys, I think things are lining up absolutely perfectly. We did get the break to the upside that we wanted to see, and I'm very impressed with that. Now, let me know what your thoughts on Opendoor stock is. I think this one's looking brilliant, and I think there's every potential now to see this one go even higher, maybe even into the $7 or $8 range, which would be very, very impressive. Again, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope I will see you again. Goodbye for now, guys. Goodbye.